Welcome back. As Montana This Morning continues, a man uses his bare hands to save his son from a brutal attack.
And a tragic ending in the search for a missing Montana girl, how her family has finally found closure.
Just ahead of 6:30 on this Tuesday. Chet Lehman, Caitlin Corbett, Matt Elwell with you here. Not a bad start to the week. In fact, it sounds like winter is going to make a brief appearance. We kind of need winter to come.
We do,
especially the valleys are struggling as far as snow. The mountains are doing well. We're going to talk a little bit about numbers coming up in just a few minutes, kind of do a comparison.
Gotcha.
But our temperatures this morning, not bad, into the 20s. We don't have a ton of wind. There have been a couple of snow showers west of the divide that we've been keeping an eye on, but those are falling apart pretty quickly, and it doesn't look like it's going to be a big issue. There may be some ice on a few of those area roadways. Temperatures are staying fairly mild, will likely be in the 40s, but there is that potential of snow as we head into the overnight hours. We're going to talk more about that, of course, in just a couple of minutes.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. Time now 6:29. A New Hampshire man killed a coyote with his bare hands after it attacked his 2-year-old son Monday morning.
Yeah, this is a pretty crazy story. He was hiking with his family on a trail when the coyote grabbed his son's coat, dragged him to the ground.
John Atwater has the story.
Straddled it, sat down on it, and then scissor locked it as tight as I could.
It was a desperate move for this father.
And then just pinned my legs back like this, and then just squeezed for everything I was worth.
He fought back after a coyote bit him twice and tried to run off with his 2-year-old son while they were out for a hike.
It was snapping and attacking and lunging, and actually the reason why it got me on the chest is because it was able to jump on me.
Earlier in the day, the same coyote taunted someone in their car, attacking the vehicle.
Lucy, Bracken.
It also came after 2 dogs in a neighbor's yard and then turned on their owner.
I just was trying to run into the house as fast as I could, and just as I got to the slider, it bit me and it was trying to get into the house.
But it was Ian O'Reilly who finally brought the coyote's chaotic, dangerous run to an end.
I had its snout here, pushed it into the snow, and then just took my hand and got on its windpipe as best I could, and then put my knee on its ribs to try and pin it.
It was a grueling 10-minute struggle, but his brave fight saved him and his family.
Never underestimate the power of survival, I suppose. That coyote was very much interested in living, but so were we.
New Hampshire Fish and Game officers collected the coyote's remains, which will be brought to Concord and tested for rabies.
Back here at home this morning, a 49-year-old Butte man is dead after a domestic incident.
Police say officers and paramedics responded to the home on Trinity Loop just before 4 a.m. on Monday. The man was taken to St. James Healthcare, where he died a short time later.
Now we're told a 23-year-old woman who was also at the home was treated for minor injuries. No identifications have been released at this time while the police continue to conduct their investigation.
Meantime, the search for a missing 16-year-old Hardin girl has come to a sad end.
Yeah, yesterday her body was discovered less than a mile away from where she disappeared.
MTN's Mitch Laggy has more.
For nearly 3 weeks, dozens of volunteers, local and federal law enforcement, and search and rescue teams were looking for Selena Not Afraid, only to come up empty. But that changed Monday. The body of the 16-year-old Hardin girl was found. Selena's body was found only 3/4 of a mile away from the I-90 rest stop between Billings and Hardin, the same place where she was last seen alive on New Year's Day. Crews from the Department of the Interior found Selena's body after a systematic grid search of the area.
It's a sad day, but our prayers and condolences with the family, and we hope that it brings some closure. I know it's been a long, grueling 18 days. 19 days looking for her.
I'm sure that there'll be a lot of broken hearts. Yeah.
Now, with the body of Selena Not Afraid being found only 3/4 of a mile away from the rest area where she originally disappeared, that begs the question, why was she not found sooner? Well, authorities in the area say that this place is big country and things can go unnoticed.
Myself, I went walking there into the night, and I was within about 200 yards of her body, probably about a week ago. I just took the wrong turn, and so I didn't walk up to her where she was at. But I was that close to her body on that evening. It's just a big country out there to search.
No foul play is suspected in Selena's death at this time. Sheriff Big Hair said more about her cause of death will be known after the autopsy. Selena was a junior at Hardin High School. Indian Health Service counselors will be working with the student body Tuesday to help it process its grief. Reporting in Hardin, Mitch Laggy, MTN News.
And once again, the Bighorn County Sheriff says that foul play is not suspected.
Other headlines this morning, a former Butte woman accused of smothering her baby to death is fighting extradition back to Butte.
Audria Nickerson was arrested in Maine last month on a charge of negligent homicide after she fell asleep on her 5-month-old daughter while parked near the police station in Butte on September 25th. She's challenging her extradition back to Butte. Law enforcement seeks a governor's warrant to secure her return next month while she remains in jail in Maine.
Well, many people use the new year to better themselves, but according to the Federal Trade Commission, millions of Americans each year fall prey to weight loss scams.
It's true, and the Better Business Bureau is warning about products or programs that just seem too good to be true. People should always be wary of items that promise spectacular weight loss or anti-aging. Predatory companies often offer free trials that are actually hooked into a subscription service or will have a falsified celebrity endorsement. Hannah Stiff with the Better Business Bureau says reading reviews of the product on multiple trusted websites can save a lot of headache.
The other thing people really have to be cognizant of is it is imperative that you read the fine print. So even if you think, I mean, none of us love scrolling on our phone through all of that tiny print, but that is where, all of the language about the high cost you're going to be regularly charged is buried.
Stiff also advises using a credit card for online purchases since those charges can be stopped or reversed. More information about miracle product scams can be found on our websites.
Now, the Yellowstone Club and Big Sky Ski Patrols hosted a pint party last night at the Beehive Basin Brewery to support the Daryl Johnson Memorial Fund.
Darren Johnson was a Yellowstone Club Ski Patrol member who died in an avalanche in 2016. The Memorial Fund gives scholarships to send patrollers to the National Avalanche School to provide them with avalanche education and snow science. $1 from every pint purchased at the brewery went to the fund.
It's great to get community support that goes towards these scholarships because the community uses these resources, whether it's the ski hills or the avalanche center, and I think they really respect the ski patrollers and forecasters and appreciate the products that they provide for the community.
And you can learn how to donate to the Darren Johnson Memorial Fund by visiting our websites.
Well, the numbers are out. The Gallatin Association of Realtors is out with its December report on home prices.
The association says the Gallatin area real estate market is still going strong and demand remains high. The median price for a single-family home was $435,000.
And the median price for a condo or townhome actually went down last month from $304,000 to $288,000. The association says sellers are getting 98% of their list price.
All right, a story we've been looking forward to.
Yes, we have.
When we think of what robots are made from, pieces of metal and plastic come to mind.
But scientists at the University of Vermont have created a new kind of living robot by pairing frog cells and artificial intelligence. These are called xenobots, cells that AI technology programmed to move. Scientists say they can not only walk across a petri dish, but also have the ability to stitch themselves back together when they're cut in half.
So unlike traditional robots, which are made of dumb components, xenobots are made from cells, and each individual cell is itself a fantastically complex machine. So you get a lot of this additional functionality for free.
Josh Bongard with UVM says this isn't the first time a study has built a machine from DNA, but it is the first time a computer has designed the organism. Scientists are hoping it can be a pipeline to a more sophisticated xenobot that can help us with pollution and medicine.
So someday xenobots might be used to find and pull microplastics out of our waterways. The reason why xenobots might be useful for that is because they're just made from biological cells, they're 100% biodegradable. The other set of applications we're interested in are clinical applications. So a lot of work in microrobotics at the moment to build very small robots that could one day be swallowed in pill form, and that those small robots could hold a small amount of medication and swim to exactly where the medication needs to be deposited.
Well, that doesn't sound creepy at all.
No,
Bongard
not at
says
all.
his team looking to do a follow-up study that would build robots from the cells of mammals. He says this could advance medical treatments by sending cells from the patients themselves to repair damage with without any negative immune responses.
Didn't
That
you say
is
the
pretty cool.
robot was your dance move back in
That,
the day?
that
You were
was
doing
my
it a
deal.
little bit
That was-
earlier.
I don't mean to brag,
Mr.
but I have a
Roboto?
skill. I had a skill, yeah.
Had. Keyword
Oh,
is
long time
had.
ago, Caitlin, long time ago. Yeah, I know, right?
Maybe we can resurrect it. We'll bring it back.
Oh, we're not resurrecting that one no matter how hard we try. 6:38, we're barely resurrecting this segment.
Oh,
In fact,
yes,
we're
we
going to
are,
take a
though.
break and end it. When we come back, the coronavirus claims another life. Doctors sending a warning. We'll have that story, but here's what's coming up at 7 on CBS this morning.
Good morning. Ahead on CBS this morning, President Trump is in Switzerland for the World Economic Forum as his historic impeachment trial begins. Norah O'Donnell spoke exclusively with 4 of the House impeachment managers about how they will make their case for the president's removal. Plus, we're in the Virgin Islands for a first-hand look at the secluded island where Jeffrey Epstein allegedly trafficked underage girls, and you're going to hear from one of his alleged victims. Also, Oprah, as in Winfrey, is here in Studio 57 to reveal the latest edition of her book club. It's a good read. We'll see you guys at 7.